I have the camera a little low. Starting to feel thinner in the waist this morning. A little bit. Alright, I'll get the scale. Let's see what the scale reads. I swear. Me and the scale. I feel like it's because of the way I put my weight on it. 186.8, so that's what, 0.2 down from yesterday. All right, I'll tell you what. Hopefully you can see me okay. I'll tell you what, I tried to use the other side of the camera for this. Like, my phone's facing away from me, so I can't see the front of it, so I hope the angle's good. I kind of tried to look, but I will say, to illuminate me and make this possible, that light be bright while driving. I have the it's like somebody's holding a flashlight in my eyeball as we're going here, so it's a great experience just for you. Outside of that, today's legs, a little bit rushed. It is currently 9:14, so I have an hour. So it's gonna have to be pretty straight to the point on the workout today. But you know, today's one of those days that, personally, I'm just feeling it. And yesterday I ended up working a 16-hour shift. About 15 minutes shy of a 16-hour shift. Yeah, and so I didn't, well, because of that, yesterday I got to go into work early for this, and I didn't end up doing my outside workout until after work. Well, then, because of all the circumstances, I didn't get to bed until almost 1 o'clock. So now I'm just waking up about 30 minutes ago, and am going to the gym and stuff. And I'll tell you what, like that, it'd be tired and everything. So I'm gonna have to do my outside workout after work again tomorrow in the morning. But I said the other day, when I had a day that was kind of like this, where I just didn't feel like doing it. These are the days that count the most. When you don't want to do it, when you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to get up, you just like, and yesterday kind of beat me down a little bit. I'm tired. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, those days are the most beneficial for you mentally, and you know, I get why people, when they're in a position like, you know, like I'm in tonight, not even like it's anything crazy, but just they're in a position like I was tonight, and they go, yeah, I'm not going. Screw it, I'm not going. I got a couple hours before I gotta be at work. I'm just gonna sit here, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna watch this Netflix show, catch up on it, you know, just make up a reason or excuses why they can't do something, and they justify it because it's like, well, I feel really tired, you know, I'm sore, my back hurts, whatever it is. They give themselves an out by finding a reason to justify it, and then it just, what it does by doing that, by having that ideology of doing that, it breeds behavior that not conducive to success. So, like, a good example I have, and this is what I've told other people when I've talked about what I'm about to tell you. Like September-ish of last year, I quit drinking coffee. Because I was drinking too much of it. I don't smoke, don't drink. I have in the past. I've quit. Don't drink energy drinks other than pre-workout. Quit those. And quit drinking coffee. I tried to get rid of all these addictive vices that had control over me. And so, yeah, September last year I quit drinking coffee, and now at some point between then and now, I had one time I had a cup of coffee. We were out, got breakfast somewhere, and I had a cup of coffee. It was probably about the 6 or 8 month range, if I had to guess. And it was kind of like a test. And I drank the coffee and I go, this isn't even that good, right? Because I would drink my coffee pretty much black with a little bit of creamer. So that's pretty much how this coffee was. I was like, this isn't good. And I just realized that I don't even know if I actually liked the coffee, or that if I just liked the feeling of that oral asphyxiation of like drinking the sip of the coffee routinely for an hour and a half and just continue to have that little like oral asphyxiation, or if it was the caffeine I was actually addicted to. I don't know. But what I do know is I don't really think I liked it. I think I was just addicted to whatever it was that I was addicted to, whatever aspect of that, maybe even a little bit of a couple things. That's what I liked. I was addicted to that. And I haven't had any coffee since that time, and it made me realize, and something that I told people, that like, I just can't have coffee. I want coffee all the time at work, working third shift. I'm like, man, it'd be nice to have like a little cup of coffee. I remember what it tastes like and stuff like that. And I think it makes me realize, like, this is what drug addicts go through. You know, when they relapse and stuff. It's like, if I allow, besides that little test I did, if I allow myself to have any kind of coffee, then I open the door and justify myself to have coffee whenever. And I say that yesterday was a long day. Towards the end of the shift, I could have got a cup of coffee and justified by the fact that I'm working a really long shift today. Then, anytime I have a long shift, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna need to get some coffee because it's a long shift. And then that's gonna turn into the next thing that it could be. Now I'm drinking coffee every day again. And then once I'm drinking coffee every day again, now I'm drinking 6 cups of coffee every day again. And it spirals downhill. And so I learned that I can't even allow myself to have any bit of coffee. Because if I have any bit of coffee, I'm opening that door. And once that door is open, it's very hard to close it again. And so that is what I'm talking about when I'm saying you cannot allow yourself, once you've created a pattern, which is I'm going to the gym every day, you cannot allow yourself to have that day off. Because as soon as you open that door, as soon as you allow that tolerance, that you give yourself that tolerance, now it's that much harder to not. It's that much easier to, go ahead and make the next time there's something that could validate your reason give you a reason to not go, then you can just partake on that excuse. And I think that literally every time come up with some sort of excuse, you're gonna dabble, you're gonna partake, and you know, like, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to go. I went for 2 hours yesterday instead of an hour, so there shouldn't be any reason that I need to go. There shouldn't be any reason that there'd be a problem with me missing today because I did extra yesterday. No, you did extra yesterday. Sweet, that was bonus points for yesterday. You still got to do today, right? You worked a little overtime yesterday. Doesn't mean you just get to not go to work today. You know, imagine if I got in today and I told my boss and I was like, hey, you know what? I ended up actually working 16 hours yesterday. I'm just not gonna come in today because I figured I did all the work I did yesterday, like, counts for today. They tell me to go flip rocks, and you know, that's just tell me to go mop the rain. Like, it's crazy. It's just a crazy thought. So you can't allow yourself, you know, it's holding yourself accountable, and, you know, really, and I forget what I was just gonna say there. It was kind of like I had a good way to kind of summarize that, in the sense that, you know, you have to hold yourself more accountable than anybody else does, right? If you're a business owner and somebody doesn't show up to work, are you gonna have a, you know, talk to them, write them up, whatever, right? If you go on a date with a girl and she doesn't show up for a date, stands you up and then says, oh, sorry, I missed it, or something like that, and has no good excuse, you're gonna, whatever. If you're gonna hold other people accountable, you have to hold your self even more accountable, because if you expect anybody else to be better than, or to even be on the same level of, like, expectations that you have, you gotta do that with yourself first. And a lot of people can't hold themselves accountable, and so that's why I say, if you've set a standard, you have to hold yourself accountable, and do not allow yourself to have any give on that, because, you know, well, depending on the circumstance, you know, if it's what time you're going to go to bed, that's slightly different, right? But when it comes to these things like I'm talking about, you gotta hold yourself accountable. You can't have any give. All right, I will talk to you guys after the gym. All right, back to Brightland. So I was messing around there, just trying to show snag a quick clip of what I looked like at the gym, and I don't know, I'm just highly confused at, I didn't know my so I guess I knew I have a screen protector, and I don't know how old it is, and it's a crack in a couple places. Somehow I never know how they get cracks, but they do. And I didn't realize it went over the front-facing camera, and the crack isn't necessarily the issue. I guess somehow dust is in there. I don't know, but so I didn't realize that it causes the camera itself to be slightly covered, and when it's slightly covered like that, it throws off the contrasting and all the, like, auto feature setting, whatever the camera has, making it look like super weird, and I didn't realize that, and now I do. So I'm gonna have to get a different, I think I bought a 2-pack, so I just put a new one on. Yeah, interesting. So outside of that, I know before the gym, we were talking about holding yourself accountable, and you can't, not being able to allow yourself to have excuses or tolerances for things, because otherwise you're just breeding a pattern of behavior that supports the idea that you can justify not doing the things that you need to do, which I think is a great message. But while I was in the gym, like, I kind of had a period where there's just something I just really, at the time, like, I almost felt excited to come out and be able to talk to you guys after the gym, try to be able to express this. And in the moment I was a little hyped up in my head, and so I don't know if it's gonna come out as the same right now, but it almost, it actually, like, I don't want to say had me shaking or something like that, but and vibrating sounds like a weird thing, but like almost like feeling energized about the situation. Whether I think, emotionally, like, frustrated, motivated, excited. Like I said, I think it was just a combination of so many things, and it's like, it's like, fuck, like, I forget sometimes, I think, because we get so in our day-to-day lives and what we're doing, we get caught up, that, like, how hungry of a person I actually am, like, me at my core, of, like, the things that I want and my passion and stuff like that. And when it comes to, like, if there's something I'm putting my mind to doing and accomplishing, I will, like, go out and do to the point of exhaustion until that thing is done, out of pure just desire to accomplish it. And I think sometimes I forget how, like, hungry of a person I am, because I think that the day-to-day actions takes that away from me. And I feel like there's other people out there that feel the same, and it just, like, almost made me frustrated. It's like, what is it that takes that away from us? Is it the fact that we start to just get comfortable, and you're like, you know what, maybe I don't need to, like, take this next step forward. I hit this point of normal or adapted status of comfort, being comfortable in whatever it is that I'm doing at that exact time. And it just made me realize, for, like, doing these videos and starting to really try to take this stuff more serious, it made me realize it's like, okay, so what? Now, if it's been a week and a half, is it just gonna be the same thing every day? I'm just gonna get to where I post a video every day and I just do that? It's like, at what point do I go, hey, I'm comfortable doing this, I need to do something more, something additional, something better, and it's like, at what point do I do that? And it just kind of, like, had me, like I said, excited and energized. It's like, if I found it to be this easy to just do what it is that I wanted to do, then why do I not keep trying to go down the rabbit hole of finding my success and my path that I intend to travel down this road of life? And it just was, like, getting me excited and everything about, like, thinking about that. And when I sit here talking to you guys about this, it's hard to explain it the way I felt it and thought it in my head at the time, because it's not, like, naturally occurring, because I'm regurgitating these thoughts I had inside the gym. But I think the message is if you're one of the people out there that is looking for more out of life and looking to be successful and stuff like that, and you're hungry for those things, man, if you start to get to the point where you're doing the same things kind of every day and you're just kind of in a, what's the word, just like, if you feel like you're on autopilot, and not in the sense of like that you're just like grinding. If you feel like you're on autopilot because you're not taking control of your life, you need to make the change. And I think that's kind of like the second message I have today here, is that you need to, like I was talking about on the video of being self-aware, you need to be self-aware enough to know that, hey, I'm plateaued here, it's time to adapt. And that adaptation doesn't have to be world-changing, sell everything you own, move to a different state. No, it just means it's like, okay, what is an additional new thing, different? Like, it can still be pertinent to you. You can still be yourself, be your own individual, and be forging your own path. But if you've hit that plateaued mark where you're on autopilot, you need to adapt. Because that means you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you cannot expect to reach your goals without the growth, right? A tree is not going to get 60 foot tall if it doesn't grow past 40 feet. Right? If you're not growing, you're not going to reach the goal. It's just that simple. So that's something I was feeling in the gym, and I just kind of want to talk to you guys about. Usually I'll dive into a little bit again of what I was talking about prior to the gym, but on this time I really wanted to touch base with that, because it's like, I think it's important. And you know, hopefully, I'm sure there's other people out there that feel the same way. They feel like they just want all this stuff, not because they need it, not because it's about the materialistic aspect, but because they're driven to like challenge themselves by reaching goals and obtaining the rewards of whatever goal they reached. And yeah, no, I think at that point I'm kind of just rambling about it. But tomorrow is going to be chest again. I didn't get to go to this sauna because it's getting close to me having to be at work here. Like I said, today I was just kind of cutting it short a little bit. Not that the workout or whatever, but as far as like everything, my processes, I kind of had to tighten them up for the day. Yeah, so tomorrow's chest, and I'm gonna look into some of those things that I talked about earlier during this week on Amazon to try to kind of make the next round of things, once it comes in a little bit better, some sort of light or something, where I found something where I can see, it's kind of attached to your phone, I think it's Bluetooth or something like that, where it lets me see what is on my phone from the back, so that I can use the better camera back here, and that way I can have the light at night and stuff, so I wouldn't have to order a light. I could just order that thing. That, I think I'm gonna try to get a mic, because I was rewatching when I go for my runs or walks and stuff. I'll kind of try to rewatch through, not like the whole video, but parts of the videos and stuff like that, because one, I want to get my like little short from the video for my main message, and the other part is just kind of reviewing it. And I've noticed that like in the car, there's a lot of the background noise of the car and driving and stuff like that, so I'm gonna try to look into getting a mic that can just try to filter out all that noise, so you guys have a clearer, better audio experience. And yeah, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow.